Hello, I'm going to speak about the evolution of influenza. Have you ever considered why some individuals are afflicted with influenza and others are not? Has it ever crossed your mind as to why some individuals contract the influenza even after receiving the flu vaccine? I'm certain some of you have considered this. I'm certain that as a nurse of 26 years, I have often posed these same questions in my own mind. Let us try to open our minds so that we can better understand and make sense of the evolution of influenza. Elaborating on the two types of influenza strains and their characteristics can give us a better understanding as to how and why this virus is forever changing. To begin the evolutionary process of the influenza virus, it is attributed to the constant reshuffling of genes. Mistakes are often made during the replication of genes. The mistakes are called mutations, and it is the mutations that alter the genetic blueprint of the virus. Influenza A is the most versatile of all the influenza strains. The reason being is this diversity is that it not only infects humans, though can infect a large number of hosts such as animals, migratory birds, marine life. Being that this large number of hosts can be infected with the influenza A virus, it can lead to the introduction of subtypes that can infect the human population as well. Unfortunately, the introduction of these subtypes, or what we would refer to as mutations, have the greatest potential to cause a pandemic. Raised for concern is the mixing of vessels, seen in pigs, which can be infected with the avian and human influenza viruses, which provides a favorable environment for gene exchange between the strains. With proper gene rearrangements, new viruses can develop and cross between different species. Once the boundaries are crossed between species and humans then become infected, which in the end can develop into a full-blown pandemic crisis. I would like to present a picture of a stained glass piece of artwork that a couple had a local artist in New England create. The artist was Jenny Hammond, and it depicts the evolution of the influenza virus. I won't go into a lot of detail explaining how it depicts the evolution because it could be a little complicated. But you see here, this is indicative of the global influenza virus. You have the pig, you have the migratory birds, and the human. The red down here is indicative of fever that comes from influenza, and the black stripes you see joins it all together, and so it shows that how it can cross boundaries and species. Influenza B primarily infects only humans. I will not spend much time discussing this strain. An individual can be infected with influenza A and B strains at the same time, which can cause even further mutations in the strains. Influenza B alone does not pose a threat regarding pandemic outbreak. An increased chance of mutations can develop when both strains are present in one host at the same time. Within the host, influenza populations exist as diverse particles. This diversity allows the influenza virus to rapidly adapt to its environment, especially when it transmits to a new host. With this adaptation, the chance of gene mutation increases. When concluding, there's many factors to consider the evolution of the ever-changing influenza virus. It is of the utmost importance that the epidemiology research regarding influenza stays a step ahead of the virus in order to prepare for the next flu season, since no flu season is ever exactly the same. Thank you.